Ladies and gentlemen, Slim Jim Dolly and Blk Cold Steve Austin here with a special guest, Chef Brian.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I normally do my intro, then I ask you the phone. But he looked like he was going to kick me, so I kind of just went for it. And tonight, on the Broken and Disturbed Wrestling Creative Podcast, we are talking AEW Dynamite, the June 3rd edition, where Brian Cage is your current number one contender with Taz to face the man formerly known as Dean Ambrose, formerly known as the Shield leader, formerly known as Roman Reigns' bitch on the way out, Jon Moxley.
Why are you shilling like that?
Because his...
What did he do?
His WWE title run was garbage, but Jon Moxley is doing a lot better than Dean Ambrose could ever dream of. So I wasn't shitting on him per se. I was explaining how Jon Moxley is a champion and Dean Ambrose was a pussy. That's all I was saying. You went from the leader of the group to a bitch.
Bitch, what you mean?
He was Roman Reigns' bitch on the way out. Fucking the feud between Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns should have been Dean Ambrose's biggest problem, not Roman's problem. Why did Dean Ambrose not go over against Seth Rollins? By the way, happy 6th year anniversary. Seth Rollins' first heel turn. So, why was Dean Ambrose's feud not more important than Roman and Seth's feud? Dean Ambrose was the true leader at that point in time. And then Dean Ambrose became a bitch. Sorry. Even Stone Cold was trying to fucking poke the bear a little bit when Dean Ambrose was champion. Like, yo, why are you not as exciting as you could be? Come on, what the fuck is wrong with you? On the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast on the WWE Network.
Why did Dean Ambrose is too laid back?
Why was Dean Ambrose too laid back? Why was Dean Ambrose not doing the shit that Jon Moxley is doing in a PG format, I guess? Why?
I don't know. That's a question you have to ask him.
Well, you guys are saying I'm being too hard on Dean Ambrose the pussy. Dean Ambrose was a pussy. I'm sorry. Dean Ambrose was the guy that I hate the most on Friday Night SmackDown. It's a bitch. Speaking of people I hate, The Revival showed up on AEW television last week, and they did a interview where Tony basically said, "Oh, I thought FTR stood for Fuck the Revival," and it got bleeped. I thought Cody Rhodes was the only one that got cease and desist. I did not know that no one could say Fuck the Revival. How do you feel about the censorship that the other company is giving towards AEW?
No.
Malcolm.
I know. Give me a second.
Well, the fans can't see us. We're not on the Zoom. So, you gotta at least say hold on out loud so the fans know that we're waiting for an answer.
I'm sorry, everyone. Please hold on for 1 second. I'll be there.
Takes your mouth to let it
Who you getting? Why'd you make this?
While these two are bickering back and forth, other things that AEW are not allowed to say, or Cody in particular, include Cody's last name.
Whoa.
The Young Bucks can't say suck it, and the Young Bucks can't too sweet. And I don't know how long this... They can't. They got cease and desist. There's a whole Being the Elite episode that you want, if you want to watch when we're done, of everyone getting cease and desist on the Elite side of the Bullet Club. Yeah. They were passing cease and desist out like it was candy.
Anyway, to get back to the Revival, or FTR as they call themselves, or the Revolt, even though they got seed system. We call them Revolt because they've been in these tag team for 5 years. So they can't do that.
They don't like that.
So FTR, I guess now because it's on a much different network, PG versus TV14, you're allowed to say fuck the Revival.
But they didn't get to say fuck the Revival. Fuck the Revival.
We know it.
Beat, right?
Yeah, fuck the Revival got beat.
We know it's fuck the Revival.
Exactly, but a new fan just tuning in, it's like, oh my god, is that the Revival?
So even there after Revival, they don't even like the Revival?
I don't know. The Young Bucks respect the Revival, but like Cody, when he joined Bullet Club, just kept saying fuck the Revival. There's a whole contemplation on that, actually, that we could watch on YouTube. Where Cody just goes ham and says fuck the Revival a lot. On Ring of Honor television, on New Japan television, on Being the Elite. It's a good time. It was a good time to work for Ring of Honor. While we get to that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to touch on the women's division. Britt Baker, better known as Adam Cole's girlfriend, on WWE television, came out tonight in this cart-like thing and started to attack. I forgot who it was. Not Nyla Rose, the other one.
I do not remember.
So Britt Baker is trying her hardest to stay relevant mid-injury.
It's messed up how she got that injury because apparently she was doing really good.
Only
She
she...
slam gone wrong and someone laid on her knee. I think now.
Nyla Rose, if only she didn't have to wrestle a man that night. I just... We'll touch on that later. But, it was a good match. I just wish that, Nyla Rose wasn't like Nia Jax, and where they're both injuring.
Nia Jax, oh my god. Listen, I love you, Nia, but I think you need to step away.
She definitely does.
She's not a good wrestler?
Kairi Sane just got hurt last week. Becky got hurt before that.
She hurts a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah.
There's an entire...
She needs to be trained again.
Yeah,
Learn
she's...
to control your strength.
She's... Her and the Usos. The Usos should have been fired. As great and as talented as the Usos are, they're like...
They hurt a lot of people?
No, they're like 9 DWIs in, and if they weren't related to Dwayne, they would have got fired by now.
Yeah.
9 DWIs?
No,
Well, Jimmy's at like 5, and Jay's got like 3 or 4. So,
Big.
yeah.
And Jeff Hardy wilding out.
Well, at least they got rid of it.
And there's a segment.
Jeff Hardy's been wild as a foul, so.
Like, there's a segment on SmackDown where there's a car in the middle of the road where Elias got hit. And there's Jeff Hardy in the bushes looking fucked up.
Yo, that segment made no fucking sense to me.
Like, they decided to pull the man's personal because he got in trouble again.
Yeah, but Jeff Hardy should not have returned on the same night. As someone with a DWAI, it took me at least 18 hours to get out that bitch. The fucking first person to get called out that bitch when I got in that bitch was like 6 hours. So fucking the fact that Jeff Hardy got out in less than 2 is a little ridiculous. Jeff Hardy could have showed up on Raw and beat up someone during the what the fuck are they doing with Charlotte Flair now? The cross-brand invitational.
Do you think that's a good thing?
The cross-brand invitational?
Yeah.
It just, I have a lot of questions. Is Charlotte Flair still a Raw superstar, even though she's the NXT champion?
Yes.
Why, then, is Shayna Baszler not still on NXT using that logic? 2, actually, no, answer that question. I'm sorry.
Shayna Baszler is officially on Raw.
When did that happen?
A little after WrestleMania.
A little after WrestleMania. But there was no draft this year. There's nothing that said Shayna Baszler left NXT to go to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, there's not it's just like happened. Those are NXT call-ups.
Fine. I guess I'll accept that. Secondly, with the cross-brand promotion, I haven't seen anyone else, except for the tag team titles, the women's tag team titles, which, honestly, it's about damn time that the women's tag team championships are on every fucking brand, because there's only one women's tag team belt, and it needs to get defended. So, with the exception of Charlotte Flair and the women's tag team championships, I have not seen anyone cross-brand. So, I don't know if it's working or not. I don't know. We've seen AJ Styles get traded to SmackDown.
Yeah, but honestly, I think they should utilize this cross-brand a little bit more.
But if they cross-brand it, then the very few people that they got left in the roster are not going to get their TV time that they well deserve. The only other thing that they should do with this cross-brand is that 24/7 title should be on all 3 shows.
Yes, that.
Because of the
they use the cross-brand invitation to let other stars that are not on TV as much get some type of shine.
Yeah, but they're not gonna waste
It's not gonna be nothing crazy. It'll be like some jobber matches, some quick tags, shit like that.
Yeah, but you're trying to I guess WWE has WWE doesn't even have the monopoly that I was about to say that they did, because all wrestling is essential. So you're competing against other companies, but wrestling as a whole has a monopoly on the industry, on the sports industry right now, because nobody else matters. Nothing else has started yet, so they're pretty much good until the last week of July. If I heard everything correctly, what's going on in the world today, that sports won't start up again. Real sports won't start up again until late July.
Well, Dennis Cole said that they could start their spring training soon.
They could start their spring training, but the rest of the fucking MLB's not ready. So the Yankees and the Mets should have an advantage. The Mets won't because they're the Mets, but they should have an advantage going into the next season, because the Mets stand for my entire team sucks. And anyway, What is with Cody Rhodes facing jobbers for the TNT Championship? I get that he's not going to have a real opponent until Fyter Fest.
I guess they're just looking at as Cody as the defending champion. Cody's finally won the big one.
Yeah, he finally won a big one. But he's...
one of the big ones right now being the first TNT champion, which is a stupid fucking name anyway. Damn.
It is. Because now that title can't be defended.
You need to tell me that. You need to tell me that y'all could think of another fucking name for that, like the TNT title.
No.
What type of lazy?
Yeah, that was awful.
What type of lazy creative shit is that? Come on, guys. You're right. You've been skyrocketing the ratings since you started, and you mean to tell me TNT title?
They might as well have just called it the TV title because they backed
Exactly.
Yeah, that would have been better.
They
the AEW TV title.
They backed themselves in their corner because if TNT ever drops them and another network picks them up, they gotta lose the belt.
No, they could change the name.
They could.
But hopefully it won't look like that. Like
they would just revamp the whole belt.
that looks so terrible.
They wouldn't have to vacate it or nothing like that.
That's true.
We'd have to change it.
Good thing TNT signed a 5-year contract with AEW, so they're good for now.
They want fucking nose hurts, Malcolm.
I'm sorry.
You wanted to wrestle, and then he Nia Jax or Nyla Rose you. I don't know what to help you with.
So I can't see right now because my eyes are closed and I'm laying down. But I know that if I crank my foot right back here, right,
What?
and I kick several times in one direction, then I'm bound to hit Jimmy.
See again.
Now that I'm looking,
here you go.
I am bound. It would have just been consecutive.
Here you go, starting again, and then you're upset that your nose hurts.
I would heal him right in the fucking forehead, bro.
See again. You're starting and you're complaining that Nia Jax hurts your nose.
It didn't hurt my nose. He temporarily disabled my nose.
That's all right.
Then you'll be up there. I'm sorry, and you will be up.
Nah, I'm just joking, bro. Shut up.
Fuck you, nigga.
I wasn't talking to you, nigga.
You just weren't talking to him.
I was talking
Thank
to
you.
No, you said you were just joking.
You
And that
sorry.
sentence was to him.
Shut the fuck up. Everybody shut up.
You want us to shut the fuck up. Meanwhile, you're the one talking in the middle of our fucking podcast.
Word. Hey, you know, we're doing shit.
I'm
anyway.
listening to your podcast. I'm actually enjoying it, so shut up.
All right, great. So while he goes back to sleep, ladies and gentlemen,
I don't want to, so shut the fuck up.
Yes, you are, nigga.
don't do that. I'm laying on fucking paper right now.
Imagine if she was like so
I-
much gasoline and we didn't even know. And it was just, cause you,
I would have made sure I burnt you before I put it out. Yeah.
I would have started throwing max at you. Big, heavy shots. Just right at his donkey.
So,
Trying to help.
Just
besides the fact that almost happened, we are.
Jim, what in the fuck?
I don't know. I'm trying to move on to the next topic. We have
all
no
right, next chapter.
we have no video.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
I don't even know anymore. Chris Jericho and Mike Tyson.
I like that.
They're bringing up some old shit from basically around the Stone Cold Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 14 match.
Okay.
I want to know where they're going with this.
Maybe
Mike Tyson needs some hype for his upcoming fight.
it'll be like,
He's coming back.
It'll eventually be a feud for Jericho.
And then Mike Tyson's coming back for a big boxing return. So.
Yeah, he did say that.
Does he have an opponent announced yet?
No, nobody yet.
Until now, no.
So Chris Jericho is basically.
However, Conor McGregor is fighting Anderson Silva.
Very nice.
For all my UFC head friends.
I thought UFC was.
If anybody likes UFC on this podcast, tune into my podcast, Drunk Thoughts Podcast.
Word.
I made it up. It's an original idea.
Yeah, right.
Made by me. You know what the idea and synopsis is? It's a bunch of people. We get absolutely drunk, and then we get on the podcast and we start talking about UFC. Sounds good, guys? Tune in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Drunk Thoughts, the idea behind that original idea is a bunch of people. Gloria Benny, what the fuck? Yo, that really was an accident. That was more of an accident than my birth. Like, damn. Fucking A.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Well, anyway, moving on.
So, you're saying Chris Jericho is going to lose 2 big matches back to back, basically. Because Mike Tyson needs a big person to fight to get
unmatched tenderness, and why it's the Rolls Royce of beef.
Me and Mom's made it.
So I made it.
Yeah.
I made it, and it was, as everybody said, it was butter. That shit was ridiculously tender and juicy. I took the best medium rare. Bro, that shit was juicy. That shit, oh my god, it made me think about this shit.
That shit sounds so good.
Juicy. I had next to some potatoes.
Potatoes are always good.
I want mashed potatoes from Red Lobster.
Wednesday night after Tucked Away, when we drank for 4 hours prior to going to Tucked Away, and ate the hot wings that they have there.
He fought in a couple times.
I have.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying, it tasted that bad. Like, internet connection lost. That's always fun. Yeah, we're still live.
The boys on the game are relentless. We're on the
Goddamn,
game.
Jim.
We are.
God damn, Jim, what the hell?
I'm just throwing it out there.
What happened?
Why would you say that?
Because I say fucked up shit on this show.
Yes, but
I hope she got it checked out and she didn't actually do my last sentence and that everything's better with her life. But, like, it was bad. It was terrible.
what's it? Kill yourself, bro. Come on.
Listen, anyone that kills himself is a giant pussy. And this is coming from someone that almost did it. I'd have went out like a giant pussy. And then when you die, apparently you shit yourself, so it would have smelled exactly like her pussy.
You could have worded it differently.
I could have. I definitely could have. I definitely could have. But this is what happens when we go off on tangents. We went through Jericho and Mike Tyson. We went through Fuck the Revival. We touched on Cody Rhodes, wrestling people that he's going to job to for the next couple of weeks. We touched on Nyla Rose. We touched on Britt Baker. We touched on Moxley. We touched on fucking Brian Cage.
Oh, I got something. Can we touch on Sonny?
Yes. Yes, we could touch on Sonny.
Full-blown racist.
Sonny is a racist, an asshole, and a piece of shit. And she's a cheap whore. Those of you that want to see Sonny naked quite frequently could go to her OnlyFans for like $30 a month or some shit.
Oh.
Sonny. WWE Hall of Famer Sonny.
What else is that?
She used to come out with Shawn?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, she used to come out with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
That's all really I got. I didn't really follow her career that much. I remember buying her a drink thinking she was Amy Schumer, though, in fucking New Orleans. That was a good time. Yeah. She needs to stop with her racist bullshit.
Yep.
And then saying that all the women's division in the world was poor right now, or some shit like that. Paraphrasing, I don't know if she just the entire wrestling world, or she just one specific company. Saying that it was the Knockouts division, it was TNA.
Breaking news: Mary Pat Gleason just passed away.
Who's that?
You know her. Everybody does. Look.
I can't.
I can't see shit.
And I hit a button.
Oh my god.
Oh, get away. Get away.
I don't know. I touched something. It went back to the top.
Everybody should know when you're grabbing a phone for somebody, you don't touch the fucking screen.
Yeah.
You touch the sides, bro.
But everyone touches the fucking screen and then they lose the thing.
Who exactly is this person that died?
Word. Where would I know her from?
Like, just saying we know who she is, like, that's not
Word.
accurate. There's no type of detail.
Yeah.
Or description
It's
whatsoever.
not accurate. The size of your fucking dome piece.
Wow. That's not nice.
Keep a bit please.
Anything else going on in the wrestling world today? I think we're all caught up until SmackDown. More or less.